I loved the film, and
Oh, you watched it. Awesome. I never know if people watch it or they don't, or I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah, I loved
great.
it. I thought that you were really vulnerable, and I don't know, you went through all of these different emotions so beautifully, and honestly, a huge takeaway that I got from the film is that love is fleeting and ever-changing. What is your opinion on that?
Man, yeah, I think when you try to hold on to it, it's almost like you've missed the point. It's kind of like it's alive in itself, and it can't be put into a jar or a picture, or it's kind of like living. It's a living organism that you share with someone, or an emotion or something. And I think my character Clara tries to hold on to this idea that she had that one love that, you know, was kind of it, and then she let it pass, and then that's why she doesn't want to really commit to anyone else. I think I could definitely relate to that. But I think letting go of that and sort of allowing yourself to be heard again is almost the only way, you know?
Yeah, and what did you do as an actor to kind of find the difference in those two relationships with Ben and Daniel?
Man, I depended 100% on the actors. I knew when I helped cast this movie, I was like, I need, you know, amazing counterparts to be able to, like you said, portray a relationship of years with Chema Yaspik. It had to look like we had had a really long relationship. And our first day filming, we filmed the bathtub scene, which had to be like us, you know, coming to terms with like a lifelong relationship. So I really needed to be vulnerable instantly with him, and then with Ben, there had to be this chemistry, and also just like it's like a ping pong, and we had that on casting when casting Ben, and I thought this is someone that definitely has the vulnerability that character needed, and also kind of that playful, young but also matureness that we needed. So I fully depended on them for those sort of two.
Of like genuineness in the Latino kind of like family dynamics. I thought it was brilliant. How did you find the authenticity in that, and like the love and the joy and the craziness?
I mean, I think for sure it's a craziness that, you know, when I bring people to my family dinners or lunches or whatever, like everyone talks on top of everyone. You have to scream if you want to be heard.
Yeah.
And, you know, but there's such a heart in it, and there's such a liveliness to it that that because it was majority Mexican cast, Mexican crew, the director's Mexican, I think that came with it, you know, that sort of lively. And even if we had to shoot, you know, 25 times the same scene, you know, the one where we're like doing that sort of like running on our socks in the house and playing these games, like the chemistry was able to sort of come alive with the fact that we all had that family. Like, I come from a family like that. Catalina wrote a family like that because she comes from a family like that. So it was very authentic to our lives. So it wasn't very hard to kind of act that stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats on the film. I loved it. I watched it last night.
Thank you.
What was it like creating this film, and what inspired it?
Well, I think the experience of making it was so happy. I mean, it sounds cheesy and, you know, fake to say it, but we had such a good time. We made it with so much love that I think it sort of translates into the screen. And if it has to have some sort of message, I think that's it. I think in the end, everybody does love somebody, and love is more complex and gray than we sometimes give it permission to be, but that's what makes it good.
That was a huge takeaway for me, that as beautiful and amazing as it can be, it's also super painful. Were there experiences that you pulled for the film, you know, for playing your character?
I mean, there are a few moments in it that I relate to, like, quite explicitly, but it's I think that's the strength of the writing, though, as well, is that a character like Asher, at least, is very he is very identifiable. He is very relatable. And I think in a weird way, we've all kind of been in that position before as well. We've all loved and, you know, all kind of been terrified by the idea that it's unrequited. I mean, it's terrifying, unrequited love.
Yeah.
It's, chemically, it's like a disaster what's going on in your brain. It's a nightmare. So, and it's absolutely terrifying. Yet I think what Asher does better than I do as a person is he's kind of just willing to take that leap. As scary as it is, he's still going to go for it and just be there. irrespective of what happens, which is incredibly selfless to truly care enough to be there for someone else, just for someone else, nothing to do with themselves. I think is such an admirable quality. Yeah.
I found that the cast had such a great dynamic. Was there a lot of preparation going into it, like building the different relationships?
We did some, yeah, we didn't really rehearse, but we hung out, which I think is important. Like I wanted us to come to set with the sense that we knew who we were and we were all telling the same story.
Yeah. And what we were going to do and stuff. Like, we loosely sort of explored and spoke about certain ideas and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a huge thing was getting to know everybody so that, you know, there's a huge part of the work you don't have to do if we actually care about the people.
And how did you find the authenticity in the like Latino family dynamic?
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it was funny that you're.
It was amazing being on set. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't speak that much Spanish at all, but just sitting amongst it and being swept up in these adventures, you know, you're kind of going, okay, I love it. Let's go. It was incredible.
Awesome. Oh, congrats on the film. I found it so beautiful and funny and everything. And the Latino family dynamic was so genuine and real. How did you find the authenticity in that?
I think Catalina's work was amazing. She made us feel very comfortable. And besides, as Patricia was saying a while ago, there's a great chemistry between us. ¿Quieres decir algo en español tú?
Sí, bueno, sí, todo el grupo tuvo una gran química, trabajamos mucho para estar bien y creo que Catalina es una gran escritora.
How as a cast, did you guys have some bonding experiences before filming that kind of created that family dynamic?
Yes, a little bit, because Catalina once organized a dinner at her place, and she had us play cards like we were going to in the movie. And it was funny because I was the one losing all the time in real life, and that was what she was expecting from the character. So she was like, "Oh, you were the right cast. You even lose with cards in real life."
Yeah, and I was gonna ask, was it easy for you to relate to your characters in the film, and pull from experiences you've had in your real lives to play them?
Fue fácil de alguna manera porque es un tema que conocemos perfecto, que todos estamos buscando, pero a la hora de interpretarlo como que empezó a fluir natural con todos y creo que lo logramos.
I am very motherly in real life too, and I play the older sister who plays a little bit the role of a mother, because our parents were like hippies in the 70s and they were not like maybe that responsible a while ago. So I'm like my sister's mother in a way. And our parents get married at the beginning of the movie after 40 years of being together. Mm-hmm. So it really keeps you thinking about all the forms of love and the way to express it.
And with Abby, she even goes through kind of a hard time with her husband.
A hard time provoked by my sister, because she starts questioning me about my life, the life I chose, because she's living a very different style, you know, a different lifestyle. And she's looking for love in the wrong places, I think, as her sister.
Yeah, a huge takeaway I got from this film is that love, as beautiful and amazing as it can be, is really painful and fleeting. What are your opinions on that?
Es complejo, doloroso, pero también es fácil y bonito. Creo que el poder disfrutar de quererse y aceptar que nos queremos, yo creo que es algo que tenemos que hacer y tomar más en cuenta cada día.
I would say every rose has its thorn. Like if you want the perfume of the rose, you have to be careful with the thorns, because human relationships are hard and have difficulties.
Yes.